What's up, my fellow marketers? This is Max Finn here with another episode of Fire or Fail. I almost forgot the title of it because it's been so long since I've done this. Fire or Fail. And basically what we do in this series, and by we, I mean just me, there's nobody else here. But what I do in this series is I watch ads, TikTok ads in TikTok's top ad section over in this monitor. And I say whether I think it's a fire ad, meaning it's really good, or whether it's a fail ad, meaning really bad. That's what the cool kids say. So that's terminology that I use because I'm very, very creative for this series. Now, I had done a few of these early on in the year, and I kind of stopped doing it because I didn't really know were people getting value out of this? Were they enjoying it? I had a lot of fun doing it. I think there's a lot of value in it. And recently I've had a few people message me saying, hey, when are you going to do the next one of those? So I said, I'll start doing them again. So that's what we're doing today. Now, a few caveats. I should have said this before I started this series in the first place, but we are going to be using the top ad section on TikTok. It's a website that TikTok hosts, which basically aggregates and stores all of the top ads on the platform. You can filter by objective, by date, by reach, click-through rate, the country, a lot of filtering, a lot of options, right? You can watch the ads. It's the easy way to watch them. It's harder for me to pull up my phone and go through and stuff. This is just an easier interface. Now, there's a few caveats here. One is that the top ad section, while it sounds cool, like you won some award or something like that, because we get ads every week that they ask if we can feature them. Basically, TikTok needs your permission to show the ads. So what ends up happening, this now what we do, a lot of the big advertisers are spending a lot of money and investing in a lot of the creative, the next level creative, aren't allowing TikTok, they're not giving TikTok permission to show their ads. So you're not getting the best of the best in the top ad section. That's just the truth right out of the gate. On top of that, I still don't know, and I've talked to our reps and teams over there, and a lot of the reps and team members of TikTok don't know either, what they actually look at or judge in terms of metrics criteria to determine whether it is a top ad or not a top ad. And the reason I want to emphasize this is because every week when they ask us, hey, these 10 or 12 ads, can we feature them? A lot of the times they are not our best ads. Sometimes it's like our worst ad. Sometimes like that's the worst ad we ran this month. Why is it getting featured? And there's a lot of instances where our best ad, our highest converting ad, the most profitable ad isn't getting pulled. So that's why I look at this because, and a lot of people might think like when I do this series, well, shouldn't they all be fire because they're all in the top ad section? The reality is no, there is a lot of garbage, terrible ads inside the top ad section. That's why I use this because it's easy to find bad ones and easy to find good ones. So that's the whole point of the show is for me to be able to actually like help you differentiate the good from the bad. I still think this is useful. I still think it's good to look at the top ad section of TikTok because like I said, there are still a lot of really good ads in there. So you'll still get inspiration. But you need to know what you look for and what to not look for, what you should use for inspiration. So that's what we're going to do in these videos, in these series. I basically watch a bunch of ads, and then while we're watching them, I say, hey, this is good, this is bad, this was great, this is terrible. And then at the end of that ad, I say whether I think it was a fire ad, whether it was a fail ad. So without further ado, with all of that explanatory introduction there, let's dive in or hit the share screen over here. Here we are in the top ads section, and we're going to start with this first ad. So let's open this up. And let's see if it wants to load today. We'll see if that happens. This is off to a good start here with a nice fast load on this video. We'll give it one more try. If not, we're just going to watch it down here. TikTok knew I was trash talking the top ads, so like we're not going to work for you. Okay, let's do this. So we're going to play this. I believe this is a DoorDash ad. DoorDash started popping up recently, running a lot of ads, spending a lot of money on their stuff. So let's press play.
Reasons why I dash. Signing up was super easy and took me less than 5 minutes. I can choose to either drive, bike, or even skate. I choose my own hours, keep 100% of my tips. What are you waiting for? Download the DoorDash Dash app today to get started.
Okay, so we have like I said, a app from DoorDash. Let me just play the intro again real quick.
Reasons why I dash.
Okay, so I think this is a really solid ad, all in all. I think that's just like high level looking at just quick one watch through. And by the way, also I should have also added this in my long introduction. I do this all live, meaning that I don't pre-watch any of this because I think it's more fun to just do it on the spot. So all the ads that I'm watching, that you're seeing me watch right now, I'm watching with you. It's the first time I've seen it, first time you've seen it. And so my reviews are going to be based on first impression, which I think is important because most people that see an ad, it's their first impression. So you really only get one impression. Now, again, you can get multiple ones, but the first one matters really, it's really, really critical, and it matters a hell of a lot. So this is a really solid ad for a number of reasons. One, It is 17 seconds, so really quick. I think there's a lot of people running ads now on TikTok that are running 45, 60-second plus ads if they're running Spark. Way too long. You're losing attention. So this is short to the point. It's not too short though, right? It still tells a story and it still gets a message across. On top of that, it also doesn't stay fixed on any one scene. Another really positive thing you want with your TikTok ads. So every 2 to 3 to 4 seconds, it is switching between one scene to another scene, right? So you're not getting bored. It's keeping it dynamic. Things just keep happening throughout the video, right? There's a lot of motion. They're using the kind of native TikTok font, the native TikTok background text. It all feels very native. This feels like, if you're seeing this TikTok, this feels like it was shot in TikTok by a TikTok user. This does not feel like an ad. It feels about as native as it can get. I give it a 10 out of 10 in terms of how native it feels. I think it hits on a lot of the benefits, right? It's, hey, 100% of my tips. I choose my own hours. It's showing this person, riding a bike, riding a car, skateboard, different means of transportation. It's showing them kind of watching TV, relaxing. It's really, and it's also telling a story, which I also like. It's able to tell an entire story, right? From like kind of getting up to delivering to back home in 17 seconds. So there's a full narrative, which is great because it keeps you engaged because there's a story. If there's a story, you keep watching because you want to see the end of that story. So I think that's really good. Now, so pretty much all fire. What I would say, because I like to have some positive critiques there, it's this one right here. So according to multiple people on the policy team that I've talked to, TikTok currently, unless they've changed just recently, but up until probably a month ago, did not allow showing US currency or any currency, real money, in an ad. That was something that we did. We tried a few times with different ads back, a few months ago, 6 months ago plus, and all the ads started getting rejected. We talked to policy over there and they said, hey, it's because you're using money. We don't allow money. So that may get flagged at some point. Again, it's pretty quick, so who knows? And it's DoorDash. They're big brands and may get some special treatment. But and then the other final thing I'm not a huge fan of is this ending card. I think it just, again, the whole ad felt really native, and then you hit this and it's like, okay, this is an ad. So if I was doing this, I would remove the money part of it and just mentioned it, maybe shown like a bank account balance really quickly and showing a deposit happening. And I would have gotten rid of this and maybe just made it a simpler, more minimal call to action to, click below to, sign up today or something like that. But overall, I think this is a fire ad. So we're off to a really good start there. Let's go to... Let's see, we got a lead gen.
So
I think this is another DoorDash. I think DoorDash is crushing it.
Room
Let's see what we got here.
Incoming. I'm getting my
Let's
room
check this
ready
one.
for college.
So here's a room transformation. I think this is a Target ad. So let's check this out.
Room transformation incoming. I'm getting my room ready for college with all things from Target because I was able to take my room from this to this. Talk about a transformation. It was so fun to decorate my room with Target products because they have every little thing to personalize your space. One of my favorite parts about this transformation is the snack and coffee bar I created. It's so convenient for college. And I also love this little reading nook I made on the other side. I'm actually obsessed with how the room came out, and I'm so happy I had Target to help me make it cozy, comfortable, and cute.
Okay, I give this another fire ad, right? Back-to-back fire ads. Again, similar to the DoorDash ad. What we have here is a short and sweet, under 30 seconds. You notice, again, there was no long, straight shots of the camera or one scene. It was cutting every few seconds. Something was happening. There's movement, motion, text, changes of scenery, changes of scenes every 3 to 5 seconds or shorter in this video. That was really good. The opening hook was also really good. Room transformation incoming, right? So that's pretty popular in TikTok, these kind of transformational videos where it's showing a room being decorated really quickly or an outfit being changed really quickly. So that's a really good hook. People like that hook. It's familiar to TikTok users, and it lets people know something's about to happen, right? So you're kind of getting engaged, like, hey, I need to watch. I want to see this boring room be transformed into a really cool room. The only thing I would have done differently, maybe if I was opening this, is I would have shot this opening scene inside the boring room. I would have shown her like walking into a really crappy dorm room that just looks terrible, and then having this angle, room transformation incoming, because that feels like more like, oh wow, this is a really bad room. I wonder how she's gonna be able to transform with all this stuff. I also think it would have been cool if they did, because again, you're pitching college kids, like room transformation under $200 incoming. or on a college budget incoming, I think that would have spoken a little more. Again, I think this is a great ad, but I think that would have spoken a little more to the college demo because they're on a budget, money's tight. This looks like it could be expensive, right? If I just watch this, I'd be like, hey, it looks like a lot of money. So some people might just write it off right out of the gate. Like, okay, this looks great. Like when we built our home, when you're visiting homes and touring custom homes and stuff, you're like, all these homes look amazing because they have professional people come in and set them. And they have they put tons of money into these showroom houses that these model homes you're going to go see. And whenever you build your home and go into your home, like that's why normal homes you see in these communities don't look like that because it costs a lot of money to make it look like that. So that's what I would have done there. I think that would have been beneficial and helpful. But yeah, I think it's great because it's timely. It's very specific, right? It's speaking to a room transformation for a college kid, right? So it's about back to school season, specifically colleges. And so, yeah, I think this is a great ad. And I also like this ad because it doesn't end like DoorDash with that big call to action, right? It's a much more subtler call to action and subtler pitch. So again, another really, really solid ad. Let's see if we can find a bad ad. I'm just going to look out of the gate and see if we can find something that's not great. Okay. It looks like a McDonald's ad. So we'll see if we can give McDonald's a hard time. Okay. I give this an absolute fail. Sorry, McDonald's. I love you usually with marketing. This is just a lazy ad. They're using the only thing I'll give them credit for, the only thing I'll give them 1 point out of 10 for this is that they're using green screen, right? And green screen is a great effect. If you watch my stuff, you know I'm very, very big on green screen. I think it's an awesome effect to use, especially if you're on a budget or especially if you need like to promote product. You know, have the product. I've talked about in past videos, a lot of strategies there, but that's not the purpose of this video. McDonald's doesn't have any of those issues. They have plenty of manpower and plenty of money, right? So they didn't need to use this. This tells me nothing. Like this ad literally tells me nothing. I have no idea what Camp McDonald's is. I have no idea who it's for. I have no idea who should download it. I have no idea if it's even a downloadable thing. It's the most uninformative ad I probably have ever seen. I don't know why. Like this basically was like a standard a image ad that they decided to make into a TikTok video ad, which is the laziest thing people can do and the worst thing people can do with TikTok ads is taking image ads and making them TikTok ads. You're just burning cash. And again, McDonald's, it's fine. They can burn cash. But if you're watching this, do not do this. You are going to lose all your money if you do this. This is going to get nobody to buy, nobody even click. So again, I can't even really give this like valuable criticism because it's so uninformative. I don't even know what they're pitching. So for me to give them like, this is what you should do or try this or do this, at the very least, they should have had this guy saying something, some type of voiceover, some type of text to voice, some type of text overlay, some type of changing the background of going into the app, right? They could have easily they could have made this ad, again, I'll give a little feedback. They could have made this ad probably 100 times better if they had this guy opening up like, hey, I just got the Camp McDonald's app and it changed my life. Or I have no idea what it is. I don't know how to pitch it, but some hook, right? And then it flash forwards to a green screen of the app. So scrolling through the app with him overlaid holding the phone. So it shows him like that, but it shows what he's looking at on his phone. And then it shows the actual app happening, the experience of the app. That would have been way better than this. Again, this is just a horrendous, horrific, terrible ad. Do not do this. This is garbage. McDonald's, you are way, way better than that. All right. So let's see if we can find another. I think there's another one I saw down here from when I was just scrolling through quickly. Axe. Let's pull this one up and then we'll do 2 more after this one and then we'll wrap it. We'll do 6. So let's see. We got Axe body spray, Axe body wash. What do we got? Let's see. Oh my God. This ad is this ad is so bad. It's so bad. I don't get this. Listen, you guys know me. When I see bad stuff, I call it out, right? I have no patience for this. But I have a lot more patience and understanding for like a local doctor or animal hospital or dentist office trying to run TikTok ads and doing this because they have no budget. They have no idea what they're doing, right? I'm still going to crap on them. I'm still going to give them some heat. But like when you're Axe, right? When I forget who owns, they're probably owned by some I forget who owns them, Procter & Gamble or one of those, big companies, but whoever owns them, they have basically unlimited marketing budget. They probably have multiple agencies. They probably have an agency running their TikTok ads. So they're paying a lot of money, I'd imagine. If anybody at Axe, maybe Unilever owns, I don't know who owns them, Unilever, somebody, if you are watching this right now and you work at Axe in any capacity in the marketing department and you are paying an agency to do this for you, reach out to me. I'll get you a better agency. It's not even me. I'll get you somebody better, right? Anybody would be better than this because they're just stealing money from you. So this is bad for so many reasons. Similar to the McDonald's one, this is basically some lazy marketer, some lazy advertiser agency took an image ad and said, let's run it on TikTok. Let's not shoot anything original, which is a shame because there's so much cool content they could do with TikTok if they just looked at like Dr. Squatch, right? Dr. Squatch, just look what they're doing, do something similar to that, right? They're crushing it. They're spending 6 figures a day on TikTok. So this is an image ad that they basically made into a TikTok ad. That's terrible. There's no text. There's no description. It's boring. It's got no hook. It's missing everything. The final part of this that makes this even worse than the McDonald's ad is the swipe up. Now, first of all, this probably will get rejected at some point because TikTok rejects things that have the swipe up. The reason why this is just unforgivable and terrible and why it's blowing money, again, why if you're watching this at Axe, you need to contact me, because what they're telling you right now, if you're in the app seeing this, is to skip our ad. That is literally what that call to action is telling somebody in TikTok. When you tell somebody with your ad to swipe up to learn more, like on Instagram, it works in Instagram, but guess what it does in TikTok? It skips. It goes to the next video. Do you guys not realize that? That's how TikTok works. It's an endless infinity scroll, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? That's how you navigate from video to video. You swipe to the left if you want to go to a profile, if you want to go to a website. So swipe left is the gesture you want to promote, but even then just say click below. It's easier than swipe left, right? But swipe up literally acts as paying TikTok money to have users skip their ad as the call to action. It's, oh man, it's so bad. That's so bad. Axe, come on. You're better than that. That's horrific. I give that a 0. I get that a negative. That's a negative 10. That's the first ever negative 10 on Fire or Fail. Okay, let's see if we can find a better ad. Let's end with some good ads because that was just trash. That was absolute trash. Let's see. We got a Prime. I don't like watching the movie and TV ads that all the big studios run because they're just clips basically, and they're kind of lazy. Let's see. I want to see if we can find something decent. Here's an app install. Okay, I like this. Let's do an app install ad. I like to try to hit on different types of industries.
Netflix, $16. Hulu, $13. Amazon, $9. Everything is a subscription now. And it's just money, straight out of my bank account. I talked to my fancy CPA brother-in-law, and it went like,
why are you so broke all the time? Why can't you organize your budget?
budget?
I tell all my clients to use Truebill.
Truebill? So I downloaded it. And it was like, boom, I had no idea that I downloaded all these subscriptions. Now I can cancel all these subscriptions with the press of a button. Boom. So far, I've saved $638 a year. That's a lot of cheddar. Bonus, it helps you lower your bills too. The app finds bills that you can pay less for, negotiates for you, and then you get to spend less money. They changed my money game. Stop guessing how many subscriptions you have.
Okay, so this one's going to be tough. This is a flip of a coin. I give this like a 5 out of 10. It does do a lot of things right. It does have a lot of good elements. So it uses some cool and popular formats. So the 1 person, 2 character style that happened in the middle of the ad, really good, really popular style. It's very fun. It's very engaging. It feels very native. The dialogue there was solid. So I like that. It used that kind of sound effect towards the end with how much you'd save. I liked that. I thought that was good. It did lots of cuts throughout the video, which I think was good. Now for the bad, if I was looking at this ad, I think what they should have done with this ad, I think this is like 2 or 3 ads in one. I think they tried to stuff like multiple ads into a single ad. So for example, if I was doing this ad, I probably would have started like right at this conversation with her CPA brother-in-law, and worked in like him, looking at her monthly bills and saying, do you realize, kind of like what they did in The Office when Oscar's reviewing Michael Scott's finances, like looking at this, like the charges, what's $380 for the Core Blaster Extreme? Like, I think they could have played off that and done a really funny parody of that scene in The Office, which a lot of people, it's the biggest show of all time, basically. They could have done that and worked in the Hulu and Netflix and like, wait, it's like, Dan, you're subscribed to 25 streaming services. Like, I think they could have done some really cool stuff there. But basically the first kind of 13 seconds of this ad, like it's not really saying much. Like everyone gets this, like, okay, we're all paying a lot for subscriptions, everything's like, there's no new information there. It's not exciting. There's no, like, I don't get a point. It's not a hook. It's not getting me to keep watching. So I'd imagine they're losing basically everybody before they even get to the fun back and forth or before they get to the actual point. So again, I would have gotten rid of that whole first 13 seconds, really started with a dialogue. And then on the back end, you could have condensed this whole, like what Truebill does into a few seconds. What I would have done instead of doing this like overlay of the iPhone, I would have done the green screen effect. So you get the full screen and they could really show her like canceling her bills. So it's a little more immersive, a little more personalized, and it feels more native. I also would have used sound effects, right? That's where they dropped the ball. Like what they could have done right out of the gate, again, to grab attention is use like the cash register sound. Like in the first second as she's saying what the amounts are. Because when people hear that, that's a sound they pay attention to. When you hear certain sounds, you're not even consciously aware of it, but you pay attention to it because they're important sounds. And so it's like, for me, it's like when you hear the Shopify ding, when you hear email notification, when you hear a text sound, like those are things that no matter where you are and what you're doing, it grabs your attention and you got to pay attention to it. So they could have used sound effects better. They used sounds like one time towards the end, which I don't get why they waited that long to do it. So yeah, I think overall I'll give that a 5 out of 10. Did a few things good, a few things bad. I'm feeling a little generous because the last two ads were so bad. We'll give that a fire. We'll give that a weak fire. Maybe like a few twigs that are kind of smoking a little bit. We'll give that. I got to come up with like a middle of the ground, like a twig fire or something. If you guys, I don't know fires. Give me a name for something that you call that, like a small baby fire. Okay. Let's see if we can, I like this. I like this style of ad. So we'll play this one. And then there's a McDonald's one. I could see if we can actually, let's give McDonald's a second chance. Let's see if McDonald's can redeem themselves with the second ad. We'll wrap here. Let's see.
The best things to do this week. Kid Cudi's taking Camp McDonald's to space for the last week. He has incredible merch that only the Moon Man could. All of his favorite food is in the app, and his performance is show-stopping. This is the last week of Camp McDonald's. Let's get it.
Oh, so that's Kid Cudi. I haven't listened to Kid Cudi in so long. I forgot what he even looked like. So definitely better than the last ad, but anything's better than the last McDonald's ad. That being said, like this opening hook, like definitely doesn't. It's a bad opening hook. So first of all, that's kind of little text overlay. I'm glad they're using a text overlay. I'm glad they're trying to do like the thing where, the part 4, part 20, right? Like that's popular. So they're kind of doing that. But like best things to do this week with a McDonald's sign, like people are going to see that and be like, going to McDonald's is not the best thing to do this week. Like you're going to lose most people because they're just going to put two and two together. What they should have done is like shown something like totally crazy, like McDonald's. And I don't know, maybe they did this and there's ads somewhere else I'm not seeing, but based on where they're placed in top ads, these are probably the most highest spending ads. So I doubt they have it. They should have done something fun with Kid Cudi. Like they should have done like, what they could have done is like, you'll never guess who just gave me my Big Mac at the drive-thru, and shows him pulling up to the window and show like Kid Cudi like coming out with one of his songs, giving him the food. Like something like that would have been fun, or even something crazier. Like they could have done, like you'll never guess what celebrity I just found inside McDonald's, working behind the register. Like something like that would have been way more curiosity driving and like interesting. And then just show like Kid Cudi popping out and then tie it into the app. Like I would have done something like that. And obviously McDonald's, they have the budget, they have the team, the resource to do that. But then like the rest of this ad, just like, it just looks shitty. Like, again, what I like about TikTok is you don't have to look how they produce. It's not Instagram, right? So I've always talked about this, where feeling really raw and organic and not polished or edited is a plus. But this is like almost too bad. Like why, if you're pitching like this merch and stuff, like why wouldn't you show it like on McDonald's employees or like at a concert? Like why wouldn't you show it somewhere fun or cool or interesting, or even showing like at the drive-thru, like them giving it to somebody and they're like opening up their bag. Like there's so many other ways they could have visualized this, but they like, it looks like they're just like zooming in on like a Photoshop window or some computer background, which just looks crappy. And again, like it still doesn't tell you what this Camp McDonald's is. Like, I still have no clue what Camp McDonald's is. I've watched 2 ads now on Camp McDonald's. I still have no clue what it is. Now I know that like you can buy Kid Cudi merch in the app, but like that's it. Like, what is that? What's the purpose? Who's it like? Again, so this, unfortunately, McDonald's did not redeem you at all. If anything, it just made me feel like more bad for you. That's pretty terrible. That's another fail. Let's see. We'll do one more, and then we will wrap it.
Did you know you can clean a grill with the raw?
Let's see this one. We'll try this one out. This one looked interesting. We'll give this guy a shot.
Did you know you can?
Okay.
Did you know you can clean a grill with the raw onion?
Now you can search TikTok for life hacks like how to clean a grill.
TikTok taught me.
Okay. We are now judging a actual ad from TikTok for TikTok in the TikTok ads fire or fail. This is like full inception right now. So clearly TikTok's going to get it, right? If anybody's going to get it, they better get it. They better get a fire. Otherwise it'd be pretty embarrassing, right? To get a fail on their own ad platform. And it does. This does a lot of things right. So
Did you know you can clean a
this hook, really strong hook. You can clean a grill with an onion and some dude standing there. Like, of course I'm going to watch. That sounds like, what do you mean you can clean a grill with an onion? Like, that's a really good curiosity opener, really good hook, good use of the text overlay, good visual. The only thing I would say is if he was holding the actual onion or something would make it a little more engaging, maybe showing him crying, like cutting some like funny thing, like him cutting it open, crying while he's holding it. And then you could put a little text note there, like, I'm not crying because I'm emotional. I'm just crying because I cut the onion or something like that. Or this tip is so powerful, it made me cry. There could have been some things they played there, but still pretty good. And then again, like, really good. Then it switches perspective. It goes into the app showing it search, which I really love using kind of the search, the typing functionality. And then showing the guy actually cleaning the grill with an onion. The only thing I think could have done better is like maybe showing it a little more. I think they could have done some fun things showing like reaction videos to people. Like they could show reaction videos of people reacting to him cleaning the grill with an onion. That could have been pretty fun to make it a little more dense and a little more, have more content in it. But still, 10-second ad, quick, to the point, concise. It gets the point across, which is that like TikTok's really trying to push, like, they want this to be the search engine. They want people to come here, not just for fun videos, but for content, for education, for information, for entertainment, for news. And so this does that. It pitches that you can find out really creative hacks and really creative things to do. And even their end card isn't too promotional, right? It's kind of just like the hashtag in there. It's not telling you really do much. So yeah, I give that one a fire. So that's way for tonight. So guys, appreciate you hanging out with me for another episode of Fire or Fail. As always, hit that little bell down there to subscribe to my channel, get all my videos, get all the future episodes of Fire or Fail, plus all the other tips, tricks, tactics, strategies, all the other cool things that I share around marketing, investing, entrepreneurship, everything else you could think of that I talk about on this show. And yeah, in the comments, let me know if you guys are enjoying this series and if you want to keep doing it. And other ideas for content or things you want me to cover in future videos, future series, let me know, and I'll be sure to take them in order. If they're something people really want a lot of, maybe I'll do another series. If they're not, I'll get to it when I get to it. But as always, thanks guys. I'll see you in the next video.